Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Ophiuchus, this is going to be a blunt message from the universe for you guys, okay? I was trying really hard to get to every zodiac today, but I think I'll just do Scorpio after this, and then I've done everyone save 2. But let's go ahead and see what we get for Ophiuchus, shall we? So we have a 10 of Swords. So first off, blunt message is, all right, if something's over, if we're really ready to walk out that door, if we're not wanting to grow anything now, no more, I don't want to grow anything else here. That's not looking like what I want to do. Then, okay, it's time to go. The fact that we have this room hasn't been used in a while. This is like a storage shed where we'd have little plant starts, but it's kind of in disarray. And it's almost like someone is saying, there's a time where I want to like build something and root myself. And then there's a time where I say, I don't belong here anymore. I need to step out into the cosmos and let, the winds carry me someplace else. We've got a 6 of Cups that's sideways, and we also have the 9 of Cups that's sideways. So I got to say, this is looking like the blunt message from the universe is, if we're really done with something, not to worry, because the next adventure is probably going to bring in the next soul mate, soul group, the next layers of happiness and unexpected, joyful experiences. There are times when we have to evaluate, are we happy with where we're at? Or has a situation run its course? And I guess to decide if something has run its course might be when we're evaluating, like, where is the joy here? Where is the value in this at this point in time? Because it's looking like a situation has run its course with potentially a soulmate. And it doesn't mean that that's now, oh, that person has to be viewed as a villain. This is just like, you know what? I think I'm ready to move onward into the next soul experience. My soul needs to move onward into the next experience I'm meant to have. And I just think accepting it that way, and nobody has to be the villain and nobody's a bad guy. There's a song. Nobody done nobody wrong. That's just the way it sometimes goes. George Strait, I think it's easy come girl, easy go. It's such a nice, soft, relaxing melody to say, yeah, sometimes things end, but that's all right. The fact that we've got a 5 of Cups and a Princess of Discs, I can see why this is a little bit difficult. Ophiuchus might be recognizing, I'm done with something because it's not really bringing a lot of joy. And so it's not growing anymore, and I'm not super thrilled. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. But this says that the person that Ophiuchus moves on from, they're going to notice the lack of Ophiuchus's energy in their life. Why? Because Ophiuchus is now being represented by that Queen of Pentacles. And look, Ophiuchus was apparently the person who went out. They might have done like a lot of, like, not just housework and keeping, they cohabitated with this soulmate or something. They weren't just like the person who did the laundry and cooked and cleaned and made meals. They also perhaps went out there and gardened and kept the yard looking awesome, and just they kind of did it all. That's what a Queen of Pentacles does. They also, contributed or maybe paid most of the bills, or, they held it all down. They were the glue that held everything together. Masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. They're coming across as a very giving individual, a very nurturing individual. Anything that Ophiuchus turned their attention to, like, did not doubt that they were loved by Ophiuchus. So when this amazing, kindness and abundance and, hardworking energy is removed out of somebody's life, they're going to feel those empty abalone shells. Why don't I have any food made for me? Why don't I have any wonderful fulfillment coming in for me? Because Ophiuchus was the one filling my cups, and Ophiuchus isn't doing it anymore. They're going to probably not recognize what they lost until they've lost Ophiuchus, is what this storyline suggests for our character. But Ophiuchus is walking away because they're not actually receiving anything that is making themselves happy. Two of Swords. See, and this pattern needed to be cut, right? We don't want to get into a pattern where it's like, oh yeah, I'm the giver, you're the taker. That's not going to fly. And this might not have been either this, perhaps the person Ophiuchus dealt with was not willing to see that this was the pattern that they, because the Two of Swords is what we block, right? They would only see that this was the pattern that they had established with Ophiuchus if Ophiuchus cuts the pattern and breaks it and says, no, I don't do this for you anymore. You're letting me do everything, or you want me to do everything, or we've fallen into this like unhealthy, imbalanced thing where I'm playing the role of, housekeeper, maid, servant, the list goes on and on and on, right? I'm the breadwinner. I'm doing all of this, and it's not making me happy. And I think I'm going to stop doing this. But until Ophiuchus stops doing it, I don't know that this person was willing to see the pattern that they had been enjoying having established between themselves and Ophiuchus. That's how I would look at that. All right, so give me anything else. So Ophiuchus is on their way. It's a new journey. I mean, the World card, like, I'm going a different direction. I'm not interested in doing this all over again. I'm really interested in taking a new step. Ophiuchus is, they're a very loyal person, and they might feel just a little bit foolish for having been loyal, maybe to the wrong situation for just a little too long. But it's all right, because regardless of it, they're moving on now, right? We see them moving on into this new beginning. Somebody could have a very little fluffy white dog. Someone could also be quite spiritual. One of the first things that this character does may be to do something for themselves that is a spiritual, like, replenishing. This could be somebody who's like, I've always wanted to go to see some particular temple or something like that. And the partner that I had been with never wanted to do that with me, but I'm going to go over there today. That could be like one of their first acts of like personal freedom, is to go and do something just for themselves that they've wanted to do. Queen of Swords. I gotta say, Ophiuchus might also, look, there's no easy way for me to say this. It looks to me like this character was in a situation where they were busy working all the time, and they didn't have time to like dress up and go out more and do fun things, because I think everything that they did was to like, I'm going to build a life. I'm going to like homestead, or I'm going to like really take time to make this house and this property look amazing. I'm going to be working so hard to make sure everything looks beautiful. I'm going to be the hardest worker ever. And then they finally realized, wait a second, I'm the only one making everything nice. And what I'm sacrificing is my ability to get very glitzy and glam like this. I feel like Ophiuchus is a real head turner, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. This is a character who can walk in two worlds. They can be like total earth muffin. They're digging in the garden. They got, filthy little finger and toenails, and they're loving every minute of it, and they're sweating, and, it's awesome. And then they can also get dressed up and look like $1 million and walk through, a very expensive, an opera, or, go out to a $300 a plate dinner and not be out of place. And they look like they're diamond encrusted, and they've got this ability. This person cleans up real nice. Somebody, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter. They can wear a tux, and they can also wear overalls. She can be in some $3,000 glittering dress with real gems on her ears, and she can also be not a stitch of makeup and out there in the garden. This is the kind of character that Ophiuchus is, masculine or feminine. They're a hard worker, but that doesn't mean that they don't deserve to also be treated out to those nice dinners and those nice places as well. And actually, like, I think that they had sacrificed all kinds of, I'm going to say, an easier life in order to work really, really, really hard to build something beautiful, like a home, a property, and all of that, but they were the only ones doing it. And at this point, now that they've walked away from this and they've broken that pattern where they were the workhorse, they are returning to themselves both spiritually, but they also are starting to, like, a lot of the energy that they were pouring into maybe somebody else's house and, you know, the property and all of that, they're pouring back into themselves. They're taking good care of themselves and their skin, their hair, their eyes, their, you know, all of their self-care right down to their wardrobe is looking like really on point right now. So it just kind of looks like our character is, they may go from, this feels very much like a huge difference. Like, yeah, I spent 3 years in a relationship where I just was like always, you know, like building stuff on the property. And, you know, I didn't even wear makeup for 3 years or whatever it was. I was always in my overalls. And when they walk away from this relationship, they might be going into a very cosmopolitan life instead, where it's like super fancy clothes and just it's a very different life for them. And I'm not saying that one is better or worse. It simply is, they're realizing I have the capability of walking in any world, but I want to make sure that whatever world I walk through is what's right for me and it's what I want at any given time. And I feel like this Ophiuchus will always be someone who, they fit in more than one place, they fit in more than one lifestyle, but they're going to probably live in different worlds for different phases of their life, whatever their soul needs at one point in time. Right now, after so long of being a workhorse, I think that that's why this character wants to kind of, I don't know if it's pamper themselves or, you know, just like to go after a more cosmopolitan life perhaps right now, but it's to make up for the amount of time that they didn't pour any energy into themselves, but rather poured it into everyone but themselves. That's what I'm trying to get at. This person, they are way overdue for some serious self-care, and they're doing that for themselves now. And there is my puppy dog to say yes. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. You guys, thanks for being here. Aries, my love, come here, darling. You can come. All right, you guys, thanks for being here. Bye for now.